So the last question I've got here is, do you recommend certain books on herbs? Now, the truth is, and I've really heard this a lot from a lot of my fellow practitioners as well, that there aren't that many great books on herbalism, and within herbalism there is the category called tonic herbalism, and there's far less on tonic herbalism still. At the point of this, I've kind of done a first draft of a book, but it's not ready to go out there yet. I would recommend Chinese Tonic Herbs, can't remember the exact title, it's quite a long title, by Ron Teagarden, right? And that's available in the Lionel Herbs store. I also like Healing Thresholds by Romania Dean Thomas. So those are good. Those are a good starting place, and I would recommend them. However, I must say that most of the learning I've done on this subject has been practical experience, right? Which is actually the most important form of learning of all, especially from a Taoist point of view. One of my favorite quotes from Lao Tzu, really considered the father of modern Taoism, author of the Tao Te Ching, which is considered kind of the Bible of Taoism, is too much knowledge is exhausting, better to be centered, right? So I kind of translate that to mean the constant, very Western tendency to try and accumulate more and more data, right? More and more knowledge or information and cram it into your head doesn't do you many favors. And in fact, it just leaves you run down and exhausted and overwhelmed and confused. Whereas to be centered, to be present, to be taking action and to be aware of what's going on in the real world is what leads to understanding or even wisdom, right? And it's the same with the area of herbalism. It's actually taking them, actually using them. So that's really important to me. I'd also say that probably the most learning from other people I've done has been in the form of various courses and programs where a lot of the time you get regular updates and you get feedback as well, right? So I have a lot of these programs. At the time of filming this, we've got Complete Detox Academy, High Energy Academy done. We've got Taoist Health and Fitness Academy on the way, and probably another one that I won't reveal the name of yet. And so those kind of formats are where I prefer to teach in, because you get that interaction, Like when you read a book, a lot of the time, it's very, very awesome. I've read probably over 1,000 books in my life, especially in my early 20s. I devoured lots of books. I was a classic case of someone who kept cramming more knowledge in and became exhausted. Yeah, I do love books, but I would say the ability to learn by practical experience and by having an interactive kind of relationship with someone where you get that feedback is really valuable as well. So if you're really interested in the Taoist system and how the herbs relate to it, I'd probably recommend the Taoist Health and Fitness Academy, which, in fact, the name may even change. I don't know, because we're in the process of making that right now. But that's going to be like a really great comprehensive guide to learning all about the Taoist system, including the herbs. But I've given some book recommendations as well, right? And you can find those at the Lionel Herb store.